In the year 2347, the galaxy was a tapestry of civilizations, each with its own history and culture. Among them, the Solari, a race known for their towering stature and bioluminescent skin, ruled with a mixture of awe and terror. Their advanced technology and psychic abilities had instilled a sense of dread in many. Yet for all their might, they had never encountered a species quite like humanity. On the outer rim of the Andromeda system, the Solari were about to make a fateful decision. They had been monitoring Earth for decades, watching as humans fought against each other and their own limitations. To them, humanity was a curious specimen, primitive yet resilient, weak yet capable of astonishing feats. As the Solari gathered in their grand council chamber, the atmosphere was tense. Massive screens displayed the latest intelligence reports on Earth. The images flickered between chaotic urban landscapes and the serene beauty of nature, illustrating a world on the brink of chaos. The Solari leaders debated whether to exterminate this threat or subjugate them under their rule. "These creatures are dangerous," declared Galthar, the eldest of the council, his skin pulsing a deep blue. "They have the capacity for violence that we cannot ignore. We must act before they become a problem." Another member, Virel, shimmered a vibrant green, her voice soft yet firm. "But they also show incredible adaptability. There is potential here. What if we could harness their abilities? Imagine an alliance with humanity rather than a war." Murmurs of agreement and dissent rippled through the chamber. The decision loomed, and with it, the fate of Earth. Meanwhile, on Earth, a small group of humans had been monitoring the stars for signs of life. Among them was Captain Elena Ramirez, a seasoned astronaut and leader of the Earth Defense Coalition. The coalition had long suspected that something was watching them, but they had no idea of the impending Solari arrival. As Elena stared at the night sky through her telescope, a brilliant flash illuminated the darkness. It was unlike any meteor she had ever seen, too controlled, too deliberate. Panic gripped her heart as she realized it was not a natural phenomenon. It was a ship, a massive vessel descending toward the Earth. "We need to warn everyone," she shouted, her voice steady despite the rising dread. "Get the word out! We have an unknown contact!" The coalition sprang into action, sending alerts across the globe. As the news spread, the world fell into a frenzy. People fled to shelters, fearing invasion, while others rallied to defend their planet. Hours later, the Solari ship landed in the middle of New York City, its immense size casting a shadow over the skyline. Thousands gathered below, hearts pounding, eyes wide with fear. The Solari emerged, towering figures that glowed with an ethereal light, their presence commanding and intimidating. As the crowd cowered in fear, ready to run, one figure stepped forward, Elena, driven by a fierce determination to protect her people. "We will not cower," she declared, her voice rising above the whispers of panic. "We are humans, and we will face whatever comes our way." The Solari Council observed this defiance with interest. Instead of terror, they saw courage, a spark of defiance that ignited something long dormant within them. Galthar's blue hue brightened with intrigue. "These creatures, they do not fear us." Virel's green shimmer intensified. "Perhaps there is more to them than we thought." Elena's words reached the Solari as she continued, "We are not your enemies. We can work together. We have faced our own demons, fought our own wars, and emerged stronger. We will not let fear dictate our fate." In the crowd, others began to echo her sentiment. "Stand strong!" shouted a man holding a homemade sign. "We won't be bullied!" His voice broke the spell of silence, and soon the crowd was chanting in unison, their fear morphing into a collective strength. The Solari leaders exchanged glances, weighing their options. A decision had to be made, one that could reshape the very fabric of the galaxy. In an unprecedented move, Galthar stepped forward, extending a hand, his bioluminescent skin glowing brighter than ever. "You have shown us that fear does not define you. We wish to offer you a choice, a partnership." A hush fell over the crowd as Elena processed the proposal. "Partnership?" she repeated, hope blooming in her chest. "Yes," Galthar continued. "We have witnessed your resilience. Join us, and we can share knowledge and technology. Together we can face threats beyond your comprehension." The crowd erupted into a mixture of cheers and disbelief. Elena stepped closer, meeting Galthar's gaze. "And what of our freedom? We will not be subjugated." "Of course," Galthar assured her. "You will retain your autonomy. This alliance is not about control, it is about unity. As the sun began to set, casting a golden hue over the city, the humans stood tall, no longer cowering but ready to embrace a future of cooperation. Elena raised her voice above the cheers. Together, we will stand against any foe. We will not just survive, we will thrive. In that moment, the fear that had gripped the city faded, replaced by an exhilarating sense of hope and unity. The Solari had come to conquer, but they found a species that refused to back down. They discovered that courage, once ignited, was a force stronger than any weapon, and so began an unprecedented alliance, a partnership forged in the fires of fearlessness, where humanity would no longer cower but rise to meet the challenges of the cosmos, hand in hand with their new allies. As the stars twinkled above, humanity stepped into a new era, ready to carve their place among the galaxies. Together, they would face whatever the universe threw their way, proving that sometimes, in the face of fear, the bravest hearts are the ones that dare to stand tall.